Morning guys, February 27, 2024. This one here I got a call from a guy. The way he was talking, he kind of like does his own oil burner service over there, so he's having a problem with it, blowing black soot, and he tried all kinds of things over there, and he can't seem to get it to stop blowing the soot. So this is the Barra spoiler from what he said on the phone, and he thinks it's a cat cell or the protector relay. I told him that's got nothing to do with it blowing black smoke. But anyway, I'm supposed to meet him over there, and we can check it out and find out what's going on with it. He does service it every year, he says. So, you know, he's one of these guys that knows enough to be dangerous. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people like that. You know, I don't blame the guy. He tried to do it on his own, but sometimes you get stuck. You gotta call someone that does it for a living, right? Well, there you go. He's calling me in, and I'm gonna go over there and see if I can bail him out. We can figure out why it's blowing smoke. Probably not enough air, or maybe could be the retention heads, you know, not there, or drawer assembly's not set right. I mean, it could be a lot of things. Motor to pump coupling. So, I think he must watch my videos because he knew my first name, and he said he watched my videos. Watch a YouTube video, and all of a sudden you're an expert. Right, Molly? Yeah, that's how it is. Anyway, we'll try to get you some shots over there. We usually get this thing all set up, ready to go, huh? Alright, we're gonna do some. Oh, this comes right off.
Yeah, I didn't attach it yet.
So, alright, yeah. So it's not all blocked up solid. No, just a little black. Okay, well, it's probably what it probably is you don't have enough air. Let's look at the head.
Well, it seems as I give it more air, it chokes it out.
See this? You might have to
adjust that.
Yeah, maybe get a little bit more throw on it. See how that's close all the way to the back there?
Yeah.
You might be able to push that out a little bit by adjusting this. This plate here should have this is the proper one, 85. Yeah, that's the proper one. So that shouldn't be a problem. It chokes it out. Would it give it a little bit more air?
Yep.
We'll have to check the pump pressure, see what we got.
That's the only thing I was thinking of
150.
next.
Did you check that?
No, I don't have the gauge for it.
All right, put this all back together, and we'll bleed it. We'll start it up, and we'll see what it's doing.
You want me to? I can clean that sight glass from the inside because it's cracked. I don't usually take it off.
You rather not take it off?
I could. I mean, it's cracked. I'm just gonna be careful with it.
So what do you usually do? Just flip it?
No, I usually just clean it from the inside so I can see the
so you
flame
can see it. I like to be able to see it a little better, but I mean, I guess that's all right. Obviously, if it's black, it's either a pump to motor coupling that's bad.
Yeah. Wouldn't that make a noise?
No.
No.
Just want to spin the motor over right.
Uh-huh.
We got to check the fan blade, make sure that's not dirty.
I mean, nothing's changed since.
Yeah, but sometimes there's something small you're not seeing, right? Know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? It could be something very small that you're not seeing. Yeah. That's just. You running the plate in this thing? Restrict the plate? No.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you got this fucking air band too low, guy. You got it set at.
That's what it'll run.
Well, it's too low. It's got to be set at point 85. You're like point 60. You don't have enough air.
I was just doing that just so I could get by.
That's why it's sooting. You don't have enough air.
Yeah, and you add the air to it, and it just stumbles out.
Really?
Yeah.
So something's not right. Let's check the pump. Let's start with the pump pressure and all that shit before we do anything. But this thing doesn't have enough air. That's why it's getting black. It's a .85. And you got it set at .70.
Yeah, that was just to keep it going.
Yeah, so obviously something's not right. Where's the, you got it off? Or is it not gonna, it's not gonna fire?
It's just off on...
So when I jump the TT out, it'll fire, right?
Well, you have to reset all that down.
Okay, but let me just take it apart first and see what's going on with it. Just wanna give it the once over, make sure everything's how it should be.
Yep.
Wow, she's pretty flippin' dirty.
So the restrictor plate we were talking about, is that?
No, this one don't have it.
Alright.
Well, see, it's all flippin' oily. This is a heater.
Oh, that heat the oil?
That's a heater. Yeah, the heater. You don't need it down cellar here, but if you had an outside oil tank or something,
Yeah.
that heats it. So when it comes in, it's warm, especially if it's outside oil. It's a nice feature.
That's what you
So when you're running it and then you give it air, it dies right out.
Yeah. Oh, there's another. I don't know. You probably have one. There's a little clip that must have fell. It's like half the clip is right here. I had to jimmy it back on there to hold it.
How old's the nozzle?
I just changed it.
So you watch me on YouTube?
Oh yeah.
You know, that's nothing. Nothing seems crazy there.
No, that's the part that's
You might be able to do is we might be able to push this forward a little bit, but that's the plate that calls for right there. It's got the proper plate in there.
Hey, this was the one that I took out. Now, don't look too back.
Oh, we got to go with this plate. This is an 85 to 1 gallon nozzle, so that would be. Has it always give you a problem, or just recently?
I've never had a problem with this.
Yeah, it might be something to do with the pump. Maybe our pump's not working properly.
Up to the pressure.
See, this is a Carlin. It's different than a Beckett. Beckett is, you can make more adjustments on it. The way this plate is,
You don't have a lot of...
you don't have a lot of room. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a lot of plate here. That's designed for a certain size nozzle and whatnot. All right, let's put our gauge on it and see what we're getting for pressure here. We're gonna bleed the pump anyway.
Yeah, I would think.
We'll look and see what we got for pressure. And we know that's out of the question. It should be 150, you said, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have a problem with it starting a spot. It starts up, no problem, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it actually runs very quiet. I mean, I don't hear any crazy, whining noise or nothing.
Fucking weird there. It was a little fucked up. That's out of the way. Fucking thing's awful hard. That CAD cell wiring seems a little rigid.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have enough air. That's the problem. That's why it's sooting. So to find out why we can't give it more air is our next thing. Let me pull that motor out and let's check the motor to pump coupling, okay? First thing, let's check that. Seeing you got issues here. This thing here seems to be awful flipping loose. So when you open it up like that, it's dying.
Yeah, choked it
It's
out.
almost like you're not getting enough air, enough oil, or something's fucked up there with the oil.
That's what made me think
I'm gonna
maybe...
put this right now on 85, or 1 gallon on 85. That's
Yeah.
where it belongs for our air. And if we can't run it with the proper air mix,
It's
gonna suck.
Yeah, so...
All right, so I'm locking that in right there at the where it belongs to start with. And let's pull this motor out. Let's check that coupler. Seeing you got problems. You can't keep having problems, right?
No.
Well,
It's a good thing the weather got mild too.
Good thing, huh? Carlin.
You're not a big fan of those, huh?
Well, they're all right. I mean, I kind of use a lot more Beckett's than I do Carlins. It's similar. Same basic principle, right? Wheels all on there, fine. Let's see this other one. Could be a bad pump. Can't seem to get that thing off of there. I'm gonna get that out of there somehow. Yeah, it's all full of soot. You can see it all. Spinning on that.
It's not getting the right RPM.
Seems to be okay, I guess. Yeah, because this motor spins and this spins the pump, right?
Yeah.
Which is still okay. I don't think that's it. I don't think that's it. One thing about Carlin is a little different. Not easy. Yeah, see how it drops in once you spin it? It drops in nicely. Alright, so when the motor spins, it spins that pump, right?
Yep.
That's what it does. Must have a pump problem here. I bet you.
Yeah, that was my next thing.
Well, we'll check it. Have you ever changed the filter in here?
Yeah.
You have.
I checked the flow.
Yeah, what are we getting? Good flow?
Good flow, so. Actually, it did come apart. My brother was over here. He took it apart and...
Was it dirty?
No, it wasn't.
No.
No. Those filters do a pretty good job at the tank.
Oh yeah, especially those
Spin-on.
screw-on ones you got. Alright, so this is all good. And our fan's tight, so that's not an issue. Right? We can't move this forward because of the setup you have here. As far as the plate. You know, if this was a Beckett, you'd be able to adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a Beckett. It's a Carlin. Got that. That's all back together. We gotta...
So that doesn't need to be plugged in, you see?
Well, I mean, it wasn't plugged in when I got here. I mean, it doesn't hurt to plug it in. It's just a little heater.
Yeah.
You're not tripping a breaker or anything with it, right?
No.
You just plug it in, that's all. It just heats that oil line up
Yeah.
going in there, and it's designed for I don't need this fucking thing gonna get in our way. Alright. It's just gonna heat that up a little bit. It's designed for the outside tanks when it's cold.
Yeah, I've seen you do those tiger loops there.
That's good if you need to pull a good vacuum.
Yeah.
Or if you got like a Riello, they got wimpy vacuum. That's what them are good for. You don't need it. Well, these can pull pretty good vacuum, like 9 inches. All right, so we're gonna start it up. We're gonna see what our pressure is. You said I gotta bleed the oil.
Yeah, I think so.
And then I could jump it out here with the TT. All right, and when I hit it, it should run.
Well, it'll probably run anyway because it's going to be calling for heat, I'm sure.
Alright, we're gonna see what our pressure is. We should be 150 there. And if not, I could adjust it. Let's see where we're at.
So you might have to hit the reset.
Oh, I hit the reset. Hard lockout.
2 seconds, I think, for a hard. And 10 if it's like lockout.
You gotta really hold it for a long time there. There we go. Control reset. 3 seconds. Here we go. Call for heat. Yeah, we got a decent flow there. Let's see what our pump pressure is. Once this thing does its
Delay valve there.
delayed oil valve.
That's how you adjust the pump pressure?
Yeah. $150. So that's fine there, 150. You change this transformer?
Yep.
Now, with this go, have you ever cleaned out that back piece?
No.
That might be all full of soot. That might be, just because you clean this out, you never check that.
Well, I just visually, from what I can see in the back there, I vacuumed out the elbow. There was just a little bit of sediment in the elbow.
Let's check that right now.
I tried to check it from outside.
No, you got to check it from here.
The hood?
You got to unhook it here. It's all fucking together. This should come out. It's just stuck in there, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think he might have just...
It's a fucking joke. Could be all full of soot, you know, and not breathing. What do we got there? Just one plug. That should be like something with a, yeah, there's a couple of screws in there and it should come out. Let's see if I can loosen them up. Seeing you had problems here, you know, that might be what our issue is. It's not breathing. Fucking thing. Different size. Phillips.
You screwdriver?
Got one right here. Phillips. I think that's what it is. To get it off, gotta get it apart and see how dirty it is. Let's see what that is.
Not terrible, right? Not enough to...
No, it ain't terrible. No, it ain't bad.
Not good, but not terrible.
It ain't terrible. Put it that way. Just need one screw in the fucking thing. You don't have to go crazy with this 20 screws here, you know? Put one screw back. We'll see if we could fire it up. It should run. And you put a new nozzle in it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so that's okay. Let's put it back together and we'll see if it fires. You got a new transformer, so we should be getting good spark.
Yeah, I checked the spark on the old one. It seemed good, but I was thinking maybe it wasn't a constant, consistently good.
Yeah, we jumped up to 150, then we dropped down and it's holding, so that should be fine. If this solenoid's bad, it's not going to fire.
It wouldn't give it any oil at all.
It won't get any oil.
Yeah.
We got good pressure. I mean, if that nozzle don't fire, maybe we'll try putting a smaller nozzle in. I'd like to be able to.
Is that going to be okay that doesn't have that little retaining clip in the back?
Well, I ain't got no choice there, right? I mean, what are you going to do?
I was jimmying in that little piece, but...
I mean, you could probably get one at Harbor Freight. You know, you can buy them kits.
There's like a...
Like you can buy different kits. I got the C-clips.
Yeah. All different sizes.
Yeah, and that's all you got to do is put a C-clip on there. I mean, as long as it's like that, I mean, you don't have to worry about it. All right, so let's see if it fires. Now, this thing here, well, we can see if it's blowing black soot out the side of the building when it starts, right? All right, so she should start now.
How does that work?
It's burning.
How does that work?
Let's see if we got power going to the solenoid.
That's just to check for power?
See it?
Yeah,
spinning?
Yeah.
Sometimes these are an issue, but that doesn't seem to be a problem. The thing's burning. If anything, we want to try to give it a little bit more air. Looks a little red there. Let me try giving it a little bit more air. See if I can clean it up a little bit. Yeah, she shut off when I gave it way too much. That's what was happening before?
Yeah, you try to increase it to get rid of the soot, and
well, I gave it quite a bit, and it
just popping.
Yeah. It was weird. All right, we're going back to where the 85 where it's called for, right? And we'll try it again. Recycle. Let's go try it starting again. And you said that nozzle's new?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. And you think the electrodes where they should be?
Electrodes are fine.
Yeah.
TT closed, limit closed. We're still calling for heat. Here it goes. It just clicked. I hear it click. We got our thing set back to 85. You got to have enough air. Let's see if she fires. She fired up nice.
Stumble.
Might have a blockage in this line. See how I did that?
I did that myself, and I was looking to see if there was any difference.
She's still flickering away.
Yeah.
Let's change that motor to pump coupling and see if that does anything. That motor to pump coupling might be an issue. Maybe it's spinning, you know, getting hot and spinning.
Full spin on it.
It's possible that the motor might be an issue also, not spinning up enough, you know. Let's do the coupling first, okay?
Yeah.
Definitely something's fucked up. Was it doing that before? Maybe it's the nozzle's an issue. Just because it's new don't mean it's good, right?
Well, it didn't behave any different after I changed it.
No?
I mean, if you want to change it, I got another one if you want to change it out. Just to
I'd
roll
like
it
to
out.
just change this just in case this thing is giving us a problem, you know, and spinning on that pump. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not getting the full spin on it.
It looks okay, but looks can be deceiving, right?
Yeah.
Let's get a new one on there and try it. Seems like it's running and it's starting to spitter and sputter. It's losing either its air or it's losing its fuel, right? I'll put a new one on there. Carlin's a different size. See, it's smaller, it's shorter. But we know that one's brand new, so it might be, it's possible that it's slipping on there.
Yeah, it looks a little round.
Let's try that. You got nothing to lose here. We gotta try to figure out what the hell's going on with it. It could be this pump is a problem too, you know? You changed the filter at the tank?
Yep, it's a new filter.
You don't have anything shut off there, everything's open?
It's open.
Yeah.
Yep. I didn't touch that fire.
Because it seems like it runs okay at first, and then after a little bit, it starts spinning and sputtering, right? After we run it for a bit?
Yeah.
We might have a blockage somewhere in that line going up. It's possible that's got a blockage in it, and it's after it's running for a while.
Just builds up the pressure.
It's building up, building up pressure, and then whacking out. Look pretty clean in there. I don't think it should be an issue. Nothing. Usually, if that line was really blocked when we took that elbow off the back, it would have been full of soot, and it wasn't. So.
Yeah. I mean, I got some of it out with the vac, but
We got that.
it wasn't
Let's put
much
this
there.
back together. So yeah, so this one of them that kind of stumping you, huh?
Oh yeah, it's driving me nuts.
So let's try that.
First thought it was the cat cell because the old
No, the CAD cell's just going to keep it from keeping it on. That sends light to this. If it doesn't fire, then it's
confirm.
going to trip it.
Yeah.
But that could be a problem. Then it won't start at all. Okay, so we got that coupler back in it. Let's try it now. The new coupler's in there. That's all back together. Whoop. Put the power back on. Recycle. I don't think there's anything. I think it's possible that no, this thing shouldn't be full of shit. Call for heat. Here we go. This has got a little bit bigger. Maybe it needs a bit longer coupling because of this thing on there. That's a standard size coupling for without this.
Oh yeah.
That one that was in there, so that might be a longer one. Let's see what happens. It fires. still doing it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get my pump on there, and we're going to see what the pressure is going into that thing. Let me get my pump thing, and then we'll hook it up to this, so when we run it, we can see what the pump pressure is going in.
Oh, you put it like in line between?
Yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah.
I got one of them. Then we can tell if it's the pump or not, right?
Yeah.
I don't really use these that much, but it should be able to tell us what our pressure is right here, you see? When it's running, it should be at the 150, right? That's what it should be. So we'll try that and see what happens. If it's not that, it's still possible that the thing's choked up inside that piping up there that goes outside. I mean, it's possible. Let's try this. Let's see if it's the pump or not. Alright, and then which one goes where? Pump. This goes to pump. The other one goes to the nozzle line. If I can put it on there, because that fucking solenoid. Alright, then we should be able to see what our pump pressure is, right? When we run it right there. If it's not the pump, then it's either the motor or we got a blockage in that line going out, maybe. This is open. Fucking thing. Delayed oil valve. So you don't like doing the barber stuff, or there's not enough money in it? It's hard to say.
They ended up flooding the market, so things kind of slowed down.
Should be 150 when it fires up. There's a lot of pressure in there, you know. Alright, so we're getting the 150 there. That's not a problem. We're staying right there at the 150. See it?
Yeah, it's not jumping.
It's got to be choked somewhere. We're going to take that line apart going up. Could be all full of soot, you know. Unless you want to disconnect it off the back and let's run it. You got the door open there. Unscrew that fucking thing and take it off, and let's try running it with it off. See if that does it. You got that?
Not gonna fuck it.
Well, no, it ain't gonna be bad. I mean, you got the door open right there for a little bit, just to see if it's in that riser. Let me see. Let's take that screw off of there. Then we know it's in the riser, right? If it runs smooth.
Rule that out.
Just for shits and giggles here. Got it disconnected in the back. You got the bulkhead open. I mean, what do you got to lose? Should call for heat. It's calling for heat again. Just to see. We got the bulkhead open. We got the thing off the back there just to see if it's going to start doing any kind of delay. Then we know it's in that riser. You know what I'm saying? That we know it's not breathing. Nope, it's doing the same thing there again. There, see it? It's gotta be the motor. We're not losing our power here. breathing right. Something's fucked up. She's rumbling. Got the 150.
Yeah, I guess you can roll that pump out.
I mean, it could be that motor's not spinning over properly.
They have a gadget you can check to see the RPMs on it.
I can turn this thing down a little bit, a little less air, and see. We'll see how it runs with a little bit less, just a little bit. I'm at 85 right there. I mean, it's not smoking. Look at the back.
Yeah.
This should open this too. This shouldn't be a problem. There's a couple of dampers in there we could pull out. You know those dampers that slide in there? Why don't we try taking them out?
I was thinking it because there's two positions on.
Why don't we take them right out for now and see how it runs better?
I had looked to see.
All right, let's try that.
If maybe I had put them in the wrong position, but I had some old pictures.
Let's just take them out. Can you do that or not? Or is it that big of a deal?
Nah, take them right out.
Take 2 minutes just to try it, see if it's breathing better. And it's not like it's not all full of soot because we opened it up and looked in there. Sometimes you don't need them.
Look how oily that is. It's not burning, no?
Definitely a little bit of oil in there, huh? Unless the fucking nozzle's loose. I didn't check that. Did you tighten it up?
Yeah.
Or you think you did?
Let's check it just to make sure.
Take this out for now. Let's watch it. It might be a little hot. Yeah, she's pretty clean. I mean, I look in there and it looks pretty flippin' clean to me. I mean, nothing crazy.
Not something that would cause it to choke. Right?
No. Definitely looks like quite a bit of oil in there, but let's forget this thing might be leaking a little bit and dripping down and sucking in there too, you know what I mean? My pump thing might be a little fucked. You know my pump thing here?
Yeah.
It might not be 100%, and I might have been getting some oil in there through that. I mean, it's possible, you know? You did tighten the thing up when you let's try that. See what happens. We got one of them out. That would be less here. I could look right through the flipping thing. It looked like it was pretty clean.
Yeah.
Pretty clear. Like you said, you did change the nozzle, so I didn't look at that part. That's going to be our next thing we do. Put a smaller nozzle in there. Go to 75. Alright, so we're back together, right? We know this is working because we determined that it's not the pump, right?
Yeah, the pump's
fine because this wasn't dropping. Like if the pump was bad, this might have dropped a little bit, but that wasn't happening, right? Alright, so let's try it now. We're gonna see what we're at here. I mean, it's possible as this motor's not spinning over enough. sounds good right there. Let's see if it stays. It definitely sounding better. Huh? A lot smoother. So with this in there, it might not have been getting, it might have been choking itself. Yeah, that's a lot smoother.
Why would that be an issue now? It's always been in there.
No. She's running clean. I mean, it's not blowing smoke out there. We could put this back together and we'll see what happens now.
Sounds pretty smooth now.
Yeah, she's not flickering and fluckering like it was before, right? We got our pressure at 150 there. Ohms look good.
Yeah, see that thing was reading between 9 and 1,000. Actually, when the first issue happened, 1900.
Did make a difference when I put that on there. Not by much. It's still okay.
Yeah, that's generally where it would run, 600.
It almost looks a little choky. When I take this off, it seems to run a little better. Yeah, she cleans up a little bit. Not by much. I could open up that air band a little more. See if I give it a little bit. I'd rather run it a little bit more air if I can. We don't want it to soot, right? Alright, we're at 1, which is a little bit more. Nothing crazy. She's running smooth too. No rumble, right? I gotta do something on my fucking gauges. I tried draining some of the oil out of it because it's all black. Alright, so you happy with that? I mean, it's running smooth.
Yeah. That's a bitch, huh? You think that was the issue?
Yep. Wasn't breathing.
How the fuck that?
Well, I mean, there might be some soot in the back somewhere because this thing goes down the chamber, right? And then it goes up through these fucking traces and back and back and back and then out. So if one of these chambers has some shit on the back and it's blocked, or you know, it's
I mean, I gave it a good sweep, took those out, swept all that.
Yeah, but there might be some cross pieces that are acting up, and with this out, it's okay.
Yeah,
it's breathing.
Obviously, yeah, that's
it's running smooth.
Night and day now.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fine. No soot. Okay? That's what you want. What a bitch. You're gonna put this screw back in, right? This screw back in?
Yeah.
I don't know, just...
I'll have to get some more of that.
Well, we took one out. I'd take them both out. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll leave one in for now. It starts giving you problems. Pull the other one out, okay?
All right.
This is a triple pass boiler. We're gonna put the tube back in. It should be okay to run up with the tube. My gauge. I don't use these that often unless I got problems, you know. Major problems. Well, at least you got it straightened out, right?
We know the pump's good. Yeah.
I know the pump is fine.
That was my next.
Yeah, you don't want to start changing all kinds of parts.
I know.
For
That's
no
what I
reason.
didn't want to get into.
It's expensive. All right, we're gonna start it up from scratch again, and we'll see how it's running. And before it was rumbling like hell. Remember?
Mm.
It would rumble. It would run a little bit, then it would rumble. So it was choking for air. All right, so we'll turn it back on. And you did tighten that nozzle up when you put that nozzle in, right?
Yeah.
You know, when it's flickering and fluttering like that, I mean, you're going to get a lot of oil on the head anyway because it's not running smooth.
It's burning.
It's not burning right.
Yeah.
So now that it's running and it can breathe, it should maintain, right? There was a couple of things that were questionable, like that motor to pup coupling. Mm-hmm. Put a new one in, and so she started up smooth. Still doing it. She did it again. We're gonna pull that other baffle out. The other baffle. Last thing I want to do is leave here and have the same problem again, right?
Got lucky the weather's not bad.
Recycle. Let me shut this off. Can't get them out either. Well, the only thing we put back in there was that tube. That tube shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah.
You never know, right? I mean, who the fuck knows?
It's one of those little things that come back and get you.
Put this back in. We'll try it again. I mean, it's possible that riser needs to be cleaned out too. Let's try it again. Recycle. Reset. We got it all back together. We'll see how it runs. Seems like it runs for a little bit and then she starts choking out, right? You might have to take this whole riser apart and clean this thing out really good. She's flicking them and fluttering. Yeah, it's that back. Pull that fucking back off. It's that riser's choked in the back there.
Get that nut dry.
Yeah, see how it reduces down and then back up again, and that might be right there where our fucking problem is.
Yeah, it's after with the hammer, you know, the handle. Thinking maybe something.
It might be up there, you know?
On the turn.
It could be anywhere. Might have to take it all apart. Take it apart, give it a pulls it out. Alright, so it's disconnected. Let's see how it runs now. A lot better. Hear it? See if it stays. Oh, she's still choking out. Choking out. No, it's not that. We're wide open. It's got to be the motor. We're wide open, right? We got it wide open in the back. We got all the dampers out. We're getting oil. Let's try changing that nozzle.
Yeah.
Let's try that first, okay? Seeing that, you know, going with the thing that you're saying that it's, you know, it's good and everything. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I'd rather rule it out.
Rule it out before we start changing all kinds of shit, right? Oh, pain in the ass. They're not always easy, I guess.
Oh yeah, I felt defeated.
You did?
Oh, it's terrible. I've generally been able to take care of everything myself.
I don't think it's a pump issue. I think, if anything, it's going to be the motor then. Because maybe it's not spinning at the proper RPMs, or it might be slowing down, you know, the RPMs on the motor.
Not consistent, maybe.
Well, the thing's got to get proper airflow. If the motor's not spinning over more, yeah, you could cut the air down so it stays running, but that doesn't mean that it's running at optimal, right?
You need this? That'll be over.
I would think it's the motor. That's what I think. What the fuck is that thing in there? And I did check the fan blades seem to be secure on there. Oh, you know what the problem? See how this is? This has to be like that. See how it was twisted? I don't think that had anything to do with it, but that's not... That always has to be tight there on there. See it?
Yeah, yeah.
And it was like this. I'm not saying that would do anything. Get the proper head on there. I just want to make sure everything's tight. Yeah, she's fucking loose as a goose here. This nozzle doesn't seem right.
No.
No, we're gonna put a new one in there. Rather be safe than sorry, right? Put another nozzle in it.
Got a $2 nozzle on my back.
You got another one, you said?
Yeah. It is.
Yeah. Did it seem to act up after you did the nozzle thing, or no?
No, nothing I did changed it, you know.
Nothing you
the
did
original
changed
issue.
Put a new nozzle in it. Pull that out. You don't have an air compressor, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you got an air compressor you can blow this out with? Let's see. Should be all right. It was working fine.
Yeah, and there was no buildup on the back side of that filter.
Filter was clean.
Yeah. Yeah, I showed you the one I took out. It looked fine.
This wants to be in the middle like that, but then this is going to tighten this up, right? I mean, you got to have it. So this is in the middle. It's not going to hit. I mean, sometimes you put it in and twist it, right? And then it twists, but you want to make sure this gets tight. Reset the electrodes. It's kind of weird because we had it running good there, right? For a minute, and then all of a sudden, wham. Yeah, it's a little better like that. To have them this far out, we had them kind of really out there. That should be better. New nozzle one. Alright. Try that again. Now, what's the only thing that we changed was this burner tube we put back when it started acting up, right? Because it was running fine before we did that burner tube, wasn't it?
Yeah. When it was going through the gauge.
That's the only thing that we really changed was that burner tube, right? Because when like I said, it was going through the gauge, it was running fine, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as we put this back on, start having issues. It's easy enough to get another burner tube for it. Is it possible that it was that burner tube?
I don't know at this point.
Yeah, so it was kind of, you kind of felt defeated, huh?
Oh yeah. And it's a pretty basic system. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, the only other thing we could do is fucking burner tube. Can't be that. That's fucking clean.
Clear.
That's clear. Not bad. Next thing we're gonna do is change the motor if it still does it, alright? Do the motor. Let's try it. We got the thing off the back there. We're not even hooked up. And we're back together here. Just to make sure this is tight. Off heat. In the change. The transformer only runs so long and then it drops out, and then you can hear it running smooth now.
So that's not constantly putting up.
No, this kind of control will drop this transformer out. If it was the old one with the red button on the top, it would run continuously. That's why these things would, a lot of times, they'd burn out. They're not designed to run continuous duty.
I see.
Let's put this back in. That's the air coming in. Give that a minute, see if that affects it. If not, then we'll put that back on. You put a screw in this, or you just leave it like that?
I just left the screws out for now.
That's fine.
They're around here somewhere.
All right, put the back on. Stick the back on. Let's see what happens. It's running good now. We'll see if it makes a difference. Got quieter. Definitely got a lot quieter when we put that back on. So that's something that you probably wouldn't hurt to take them screws out, you know, and take this whole assembly right out and give it a good cleaning in the summer when it gets a little warmer out, with a hose or whatever. Seems to be okay here. And she's running smooth. And good ohms. So we're all back together. Don't see any leaks. Pump's good. We know we're getting good pressure there. New motor to pump coupling. Now, are you capable of taking that hose all apart and cleaning it out when it gets a little warmer out? I mean, you can unscrew it, you know, cut the stuff with a knife and take it apart easily, because you know it has to go back together. Just go easy with it, and you could even take it outside and just fucking hose it out. You know, it's gonna really be dirty, black shit. But I would clean that really good in the summertime when you get a little bit more time. And then, because this boiler is pretty clean, I wouldn't worry about that. But that riser you never did, right?
No. Yeah, I don't know what that 90 looks like over there. Anything's going to build up to be, at that 90.
It's not crazy bad because she's running with it back on. It's not choking. Yeah, it could have been that nozzle that was bad. I've had nozzles brand new that don't work. Yeah. That does is
that doesn't.
What it does is it goes in it and it itemizes and it sprays out. So it's pretty complex the way it sprays, the different angles and how many gallons per minute. So it don't take much to screw that thing up, you know, if it's off a little bit. And they mass produce them things. I'll shut it off here. That's going to shut it down. Should be a delay on it unless it's Carlin.
Yeah, it's probably the hot water.
Probably Carlin for hot water.
It's not on. I thought you had something in your garage too.
No. Alright, so it's on standby and we're gonna reconnect it. No, I got gas at my house.
I thought you had one of those waste oil burners in your garage.
No, I had radiant heat gas.
Yeah.
So we got delay. Wait a little while and then she should fire. There where we need to be. She fired up nice there. Nozzle, no motor to pump coupling, reset air band, good oil pressure, zero smoke. We're all back together. And you're going to take this apart in the summer and clean it out good, right?
Yeah.
I don't think the makeup is an issue, because that's gonna damper here anyway. See the damper? So if that thing was blocked, this thing would open.
What's the point of taking them and getting them outside?
It's a makeup air, you know. There's a lot of times is they don't have enough air in the space, you know, to satisfy the burner. So these direct vent boilers, a lot of time they take the makeup air in from outside, right from the hood.
Yeah, yeah. It's
so
like
this it's taking outside air in. So that's why it's good to have that thing plugged in, because you're getting cold air and it heats the oil up. So it's good to plug that in.
Yeah.